Hi, Cancer, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your February 14th, Valentine's Day, reading for you. Now, I ask if this reading resonates with you, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will be listed and linked in the description box below. Now, before we begin this reading and this meditation, I want to thank each and every one of you for the healing energy that you have sent to me as I heal from this concussion. So thank you so much. It was way more intense than I thought it was. When it initially happened, I slipped, I fell, I hit my head, and I thought I'd just be able to walk it off. And that wasn't the case. It was intense. It was a little bit scary. So thank you all so very much for all that energy, all those well wishes. You guys are just the most amazing community absolutely ever. So thank you all so much. Now let's clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds, letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as we enter into this safe and loving space. Now let's see what the tarot has to say. Let's actually wipe away the wand dust. Okay. Cancer, February 14th, 2022, Valentine's Day. Cancer, angels and spirit guides show me clearly. And we have a bit of a new setup, so let me know what you think of it. Angels and spirit guides show me clearly. Ooh, goodness. Angels and spirit guides show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides show me clearly. So at the bottom is our rooted self. The left-hand side is our inner self. The middle, our heart, our emotional self. The right-hand side, the public arena, the public self. So let's see what the cards have to say. At our root, we have the world and we have the moon, which is Pisces energy. So if we have Pisces within our natal chart, that's coming through very powerfully here at our root. We're going to have the world open to us, and we're going to be facing a lot of our fears during this time. The 14th of February, Valentine's Day, is a day that has the energy of love surrounding it. We are water sign energy. We are connected with the heart, with love, with what our emotions deeply desire. And this is going to be a time for us where so much is opening to us and we're connecting with so much that we're actually going to kind of step back and say, oh my gosh, how do I traverse forward? How do I move forward in this energy in this way? Then we have our inner self. We have the Six of Swords. We're gathering up our knowledge. We're gathering up what we desire. We are moving forward, and that's going to be very powerful. And then we have the Magician, which we're standing before the altar of our existence, and we're saying, this is what I am. This is what I need. This is what I desire from my life and for myself and as I move forward. And so we're going to be calling things into existence that we might not have thought we would ever call into existence. We're going to be seeing ourselves move forward in quite an astounding way during this time. And then our emotional self, well, we have the Knight of Pentacles, which is Earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. So if we have Earth sign energy within our natal chart, that's coming forward very powerfully during this time. And then we're going to have the Three of Wands. And the Three of Wands is looking at new horizons, but we're also taking our prosperity and what we desire, and we're looking at the way that we move forward now in love, most definitely, because again, this day is so synonymous with love, so synonymous with emotions. And yet we get to look at it not as the way it's marketed, not as a greeting card or a box of chocolates or flowers or anything like that. We get to look at it and say, what does the heart need? What is the heart being called to during this time? Where the energy around this day from, years upon years of marketing and, connecting it in our minds as we look at the calendar with Valentine's Day, what I love, what I desire, how my heart is moving forward for me. It doesn't matter if we're in a relationship or if we're not in a relationship, if we love being in love or if we're, okay being single. It doesn't matter. This is a time where we're connecting with our hearts, and it moves us to the public arena. And we have the Hierophant. We have Taurus energy come forward, this sense of I hold the keys to more than I even realize. And then we have the Six of Wands. And the Six of Wands is this sense here of victory and glory and coming together and understanding. This sense of I'm unlocking the door. And as I unlock the door, I embrace myself more and more and more. I see me much more powerfully. And I see what I love and what I desire within this world much more powerfully. And this very much falls into alignment with the astrological, alignment of this time. So let's look at the energy to be mindful of. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. This is justice. This is Libra energy. We need to be mindful during this time here, Cancer, of not only, looking at what we love, but letting ourselves have things be out of balance. We're going to want to keep everything so organized, so balanced, so properly done that we're going to mix the beauty of it. We're going to miss the complexity of it. It's kind of like saying, well, that just isn't done, or you can't put those foods together, right? And you might miss a beautiful flavor combination. This is a time where we need to look at ourselves and say, you know what, I'm going to let my hair down. I'm going to, look at what I desire and what I want and what I need. And it's going to be just and right for me. It doesn't need to be following anybody else's rules or regulations or balancing acts. Like, this isn't saying to break the law or anything like that. It is saying I need to have things be in balance for me. And yet we're going to look at what everybody else thinks and thinks, oh, that's what I'm supposed to be doing. It's like, no, I need to embrace my heart and my desire and myself. And as we embrace this, let us look at our, oh goodness, that's the mess that is being made. No, let us look at our chakra energy. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. And this is meditation. I love meditation. I've been doing this meditation. I forget the name of it, but it's, if you Google hand movement meditation, that's what I've been doing lately. And it's to help heal my head. And that's where I thought, like, I was having such severe headaches and because I hit more on the left side of my head. My whole left side was hurting so much. And I started meditating and I was like, wow, this really works. It really, really does. Really helped with the pain. And so here, when we have meditation, the crown chakra coming in, we're focusing on meditating. We're focusing on connecting. We're focusing on what the heart is needing and what our mind is saying. And we're being present in the moment. And the hand movement meditation brings us into the present. It says, connect with now. And if we're in the moment of our movements, we are in the moment of now and discovery and becoming, instead of being led around by our thoughts like a kitten chasing a rat. So just being mindful, just connecting in this way is going to be so powerful for us. And we're going to find that as we meditate, as we connect, we're connecting more and more and more. We're finding out more and more and more about ourselves. So it might be that we don't do a meditation the way that we used to, or with the way that we thought it should be done. And now we start to kind of open up the door. We start to say, how do I connect with my mind and myself and what I desire and what I need for my existence? So let's look at this time astrologically speaking. We have the gibbous moon. We have the waxing gibbous moon. So the moon is almost full. The full moon is on the 16th of February. And now we have the 14th of February, which of course is Valentine's Day. And when the moon is waxing, it is progressing towards being full, and it's calling us towards action, which means that the energy around the moon is forcing us to contemplate our goals and how we are progressing forward in our lives. We want to take action. This is a time where we're going to say, well, you know what, that isn't what I want, or that isn't how I thought it was going to be. I'm going to rehaul it. I'm going to change it. I'm going to make it what I desire. And what Spirit is saying is that, we need to step back just a little bit, because the moon is opposite Pluto. And this intensifies our hidden emotions and it raises them to the surface, and they demand attention. So our feelings are not only intense, but they're also complex. And it's a lot of things that we've been trying to just push down. The moon is also opposite Mercury. Now, we can appear overly cheerful or outwardly cheerful, and sometimes maybe overly cheerful and fine with things, but it's not going to be the case. There's going to be a fragility within us that we need to acknowledge. And Cancer, for us, because everything is opposite the moon. We have the waxing gibbous moon, right? We have the moon opposite Pluto. We have the moon opposite Mercury. We are ruled by the moon. So the moon comes up at our root. It is calling a lot of the shots during this time. So if we acknowledge that, okay, my emotions intense, I need to embrace what I'm feeling. I need to look at what I desire. I need to not just plaster a smile on my face and say everything is fine. Because as we are moving forward in the energy of becoming, in the energy of the moon, of the, spotlight, being put on us, of the moon becoming full, of the end of one cycle, right, and the beginning of another, we are going to find ourselves looking at ourselves more and more and more. And so the moon has us looking at our fears, but it also has us looking at the world in a very new way. It has us looking at ourselves in a very new way. It's almost like I didn't expect this. I didn't see this within me. The world here, and why I love this card so much, is that he falls asleep while reading a fairy tale. So many of our fairy tales, our mythologies, our folklores have so much meaning in them. And yet we write them off as nonsense. We write them off as children's stories. And yet they are teaching us the valuable lessons of our life and ourselves, and of, the history of who we were and who we are and how we are becoming. Because even though, hundreds of years have passed, or however much time has passed since these stories were written, since religions were written down, founded, believed in, not believed in, it is still about humanity. It is still about the connection of the human being, the search of the human being. And we haven't changed as a human being that much at all. And so here, we need to look at the stories that shape us. We need to look at what it is that we desire. We also need to look at what we've bought into. Did we always want to be Cinderella, or did we want to be Mulan? What is it that we want from our lives and for ourselves? And can we acknowledge it? Can we say, this is what I want to be. This is where I want to be. This is who I am. This is the story that I get to write for me. Because our lives are simply stories. We might think, oh, it's not an interesting story. But it is. It is. A story doesn't have to have big action-filled moments. It can be very subtle. It can be very beautiful. It can be very quiet. And so as we're looking at the story that our love is telling us during this time, this day, surrounded by the heart, and surrounded by how we're told we should express our heart, how we're told we should express our emotions and our feelings and ourselves, we need to look at what is right for us, how we embrace this time. And it moves us to the moon. It moves us to looking at our fears and our doubts, but it also moves us, Cancer, to being much more accepting of the fact that we go through phases, that the face that we show will not be the face that we show, within a couple of days. And we're going to be able to say, this is me, this is what I want, this is who I am, this is what I'm afraid of, this is what I'm discovering, this is what I desire within my life. And it brings us to this place within our inner self that says, I need to take my knowledge and I need to move forward. And as I'm moving forward, I'm seeing myself more. I'm contemplating what it is I want to know, about what I love, what I need, what's important to me. And again, it doesn't matter if we're in a relationship or if we're not in a relationship. What we're talking about now is the energy of love that is surrounding us, the energy of love that is defining us, the energy of love that is a part of us. And as we're looking at our heart, as we're guiding ourselves forward, as we're looking at what we need, we're becoming logical about things. And it's not saying that logic gets to absolutely usurp our emotions and our heart. What it is saying is that logic gets to come in and say, this is where I need to be, and this is where I don't want to be. This is what I desire from my emotions and from myself, and this is what I don't. And as I embrace my heart and my intentions and my desire, I embrace me more and more. And I'm moving forward on the ocean of the unknown, on the emotions that guide me. And I'm seeing how I need to arm myself, what weapon I need to stand tall within my power and my conviction and my desire. And it brings us to the magician, because the magician has a sword. And the sword is the only weapon within the tarot. So we might say, why do we need a weapon if we're talking about love in the heart? Because if we're talking about what we've been practicing towards, what has been guiding us, how we open up our emotions and ourselves. And so here the magician says, as above, so below, as I believe it, so it becomes. And if I look at how I've been trained in this world, how my heart has been broken, how I've been disappointed, how I've been overwhelmed, I start to see where I've cracked. I start to see where the flaws are, but I also start to see where the beauty is. Not everybody is perfect. Nobody is perfect. Not everybody has it figured out. Very few people actually do. And this is a time where we're looking at, these are my insecurities. These are my wounds. I'm looking for a soulmate, not a wound mate. I'm calling myself out on things that when they go wrong. And I'm looking at what it is I desire, because I stand before the altar of my existence and I let in the magic and the beauty that is me. I look at how I cut through doubts and fears and negativity. I look at the power of my voice. I look at how I quench the thirst of my soul and how I quench my own thirst to let my voice come forward. I look at how I plant the seeds and watch the crops grow, how I feed myself from the earth, or how I connect with the earth. And if I need to, if I need to have a potted plant in my apartment, or if I don't, how am I connecting? How am I developing? How am I moving forward? And then we look at our passion and our fire and the reason for getting out of bed in the morning. And we get to see our beauty. We get to see what we desire. We get to see who it is that we are. And that fire can change, but we need to have a brilliance to us. It brings us to the place where we find ourselves taking what we want, saying, this is what I need. This is the sacred connection that is empowering and emboldening for me. And we find ourselves slowly and steadily building that solid foundation, moving ourselves forward, embracing our abundance, embracing what we desire. And as we move forward, we get to say, this is important. This is who I am. This is what I want. This is what I need. And this is where I stand within my life. The Knight of Pentacles is all about the concrete substance of things. And we need that at times, Cancer. We really do. And we could have found that we stepped away from whimsy. We stepped away from the heart and the emotions, and we stepped into the practical, and we surrounded ourselves only by the practical. And yet we need a balance of the both. That's why we need to be the magician. We need to have the practical and the whimsy. We need to have the creative and the concrete. And so as we move forward, we're going to find that we're slowly and steadily seeing what it is that we greatly desire, seeing what it is that we greatly need to connect with in our lives. And it moves us to the Three of Wands. It moves us to looking at a new horizon. It moves us to seeing new doors open, seeing new expressions come forward. And it moves us to saying, there's more here than I realized. There's more here than I realized, and I get to celebrate this energy that is now a part of me. The Hierophant here says ritual and ceremony and tradition and structure and knowledge and wisdom and teacher. But it is also us embracing the fact that our soul can teach us so much if we listen. The Hierophant here is a wise man, right? And the Hierophant in the Rider-Waite-Smith deck is the Pope. And the Pope is the most powerful person in all of medieval world, so therefore within all of the tarot. And so here we have the sense of, I am embracing the structures. I am embracing the rules. I am embracing the foundational, archetype of truth. But we're breaking down the barriers and saying it doesn't have to be found in a building. It doesn't have to be found this certain way. It is found within the self. It is found within the realization. It is found within the actualization. And there I hold the key. And I am unlocking that door. And I am saying, this is me. This is what I desire. This is what I need. This is who I am. This is me. And as we embrace this, we see ourselves more and more. We understand what we want. We look at who we are and how we're moving forward, and it brings us to the Six of Wands, which is victory and glory and triumph. Victory and glory and triumph, our mantra of success. As we start to celebrate who we are, what we desire from not only love, but the world around us, what we call forward within our own lives and within our own selves. And so there is a triumph here. There is a beauty here. There is an expression here. And as we embrace the repeat of the number 6, the repeat of the number of nurturing and caring and connection, we see ourselves and we embrace the humanity of our heart, of what we desire. The Hierophant, Taurus energy is astoundingly sensual and sensitive. And so we embrace that grounding, that rooted truth of this is what I need. This is how I'm moving forward. This is what's important in my heart, for myself, for what moves me forward in a way that I could not have imagined. And it becomes a powerful day of not only, love, but of saying what I truly love, need, desire, and want within my world for myself. As I celebrate not only who I am, but everything I will be, everything I could be, and everything I desire to love and connect with on this earth. It moves us to our subconscious rooted energy, and that's strength. Now, the waxing gibbous moon is in Leo, and the full moon on the 16th will be in Leo. This is our, we can be born on the cusp with Leo. This is our, sense of adventure and discovery and passion and fire coming forward. Our strength, Cancer, is not in it must be like this. It's not always going to be in taking action the way that a Leo would, the storming of the Bastille, the sense of it has to be, and I have to see it. It is the gentle affection of that lion for that woman. It is a sense of I love you, I connect with you, and my heart is part of your heart. My soul is part of your soul. We're looking at this time and we're finding strength in love, in quiet, in beauty. And that is going to be a remarkable thing. It moves us to our subconscious emotional self. And that's the Knight of Wands, fire sign energy, passion and connection. We can be caught up very easily in the passion of others, in the pretty words and the fire that we think we should be wanting. And it's not saying that we don't need passion within our lives. Absolutely we do. But be mindful of who's sweeping us off our feet and why. Be mindful of the fire that we're following, and if it will engulf us or boil away the love and the beauty and the subtlety that we need, the water that we need, in order to move forward, in order to be truly whole. It moves us to our subconscious emotional self. And that is the 5 of Cups. Change your mind and change your life. We will have a tendency during this time to look at the hurts and the pains and the failed loves and the failed marriages and the failed, whatever it is that we believe that we have failed at, instead of turning around and seeing the 2 of Cups, the minor arcana lover's card right there. The love and the beauty and the connection that gets to be a part of us, that is waiting for us to take it up. It will be so easy to live in the past. It will be so easy to let heartbreak take over. Do not let it. It moves us to our subconscious public arena self. And that is the Death card, Scorpio energy. It's transformation, new beginnings, change, transformation, new beginnings, change, repeated like the mantra around us, the mantra that it is. This is a time as we connect with our hearts, as we look at what it is that we deeply desire. We see the energy of Pluto increasing. Pluto rules Scorpio. We're going to find that the hidden emotions come forward. Why? Because it's setting us on the path of transformation, new beginnings, and change. We're looking at who we once were. We're looking at who we are now. And we're seeing ourselves move forward in such a way that it is extraordinary. We can mourn for what we perceive as loss, or what actually was loss and pain and despair, as we step into who we are now, where it is that we need to be, what it is that we are becoming. The Death card shows the dying away of the old self, the rebirth of the new. In the public arena, we are changing the way we address not only love, but we address problems, hurts, pains, and disappointments. We are stepping into who it is that we are. And it is breathtaking, but it can also be quite overwhelming. Our subconscious energy to be mindful of is Strength card, the energy that comes through subconsciously at our root. The energy that we have to remind ourselves is the energy of strength through love. We're going to say this is the energy of action, action, action. If I cannot see it, it is not real. We have to be very mindful of that energy taking over. It moves us to our subconscious chakra energy. And as family, the root chakra. Family, love, connection, beauty, a sense of at our root, there is so much more than we expect. It's connecting what is truly and beautifully important to us. All right. All right, Cancer. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I'm sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we open our hearts to the love that is around us, that permeates this day, that guides us forward in ways that we have not expected, and that opens us up to a balance, beauty of heart, mind, spirit, and tenacity, to embrace love in ways that we have not expected, and to see us moving forward in truly magnificent beginnings. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Cancer. And may you have a blessed Valentine's Day.